here to say welcome everyone. Welcome. I'm Strong Spring. Why Funny sort out network. So bringing Armstrong, which of course is already here with us. Armstrong is I'll say, I would call him Armstrong, but his name is Prince. I think it's Armstrong is his surname. Armstrong just sound like, the name. Prince served as pivotal software quality and assurance engineer at Niger Pay, where he plays a crucial role in guaranteeing the delivery of top-tier software solutions. A quality assurance engineer with passion of ensuring software quality through automation. And with experience in the software testing field, Armstrong has earned his skill in test automation, test strategy development, and quality assurance methodology. But when he's not crafting automation scripts or speaking at conferences like this, Armstrong enjoys lounging, playing chess, and exploring the latest advancements in the QA space. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to have Armstrong this afternoon? Are we ready? Are we ready? Armstrong, can you hear us? Are you ready for us?
Yeah,
We
I
can
can
hear
hear
you,
you.
but we cannot see you yet, but we can hear you.
Okay. Then if you're
Yeah.
on camera. Good
Awesome.
morning.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
everybody.
But as
Can you hear me?
you people are not excited yet, hey, I'm not bringing Armstrong again. No. What is all this one? Ready, ready. I am. Oh, I'm ready. I'm following. Now you are here for me. I'm
Um,
following Armstrong. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I'm a Slack. I'm ready for Cypress. Welcome, Armstrong. Yes, my namesake. Welcome, Armstrong. Yes. Good morning from here. Let's go, Prince. Yes, yes. Okay, Armstrong, we are ready for you. So, do you have a screen to share?
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'll be presenting now.
All right. You can go ahead and share. Our arms are strong to receive Armstrong. Come on now.
Um, Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, yes, we can. Yes, we can see your screen now. Awesome.
Okay.
Take it over from here, friends.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Armstrong, like Princess mentioned earlier, and I noticed something when they see follow us on LinkedIn or follow us on our social media platform. You don't understand how powerful that can be. I landed a very, very good paying job by just following someone on LinkedIn. So I think
Mm,
you should like take out the time to follow us on LinkedIn and follow us on all our social media platforms. And it's very, very important that you belong to a community because you can't say you are a QA and you don't belong to a community. Connection, networking is very, very important in the QA field. So today I'll be walking through automation with Cypress, web automation with Cypress. So here's the agenda for today. We'll be discussing what is Cypress and why you should use Cypress, an application of Cypress, setup of Cypress, and we're going to take study scenario and which we're going to lead it is going to lead to our conclusion and we'll wrap it up with question and answer. So first of all, we'd like to discuss what is web automation. I know some of us here are manual QA, and there are some type of things you'd do every day, and you'd be like, Jegede, have you tested the login page? And this is the fifth time you're testing the login page for today. What automation, web automation does is that it's web automation. You'll be able to automate this process, and it will make regression testing very seamless for you, whereby you just click the play button and you just sit down and sip tea and watch everything roll out. So that's what web automation is all about. So today we are talking about the tool, the web automation tool Cypress. So what is Cypress? Cypress is an open source framework. It's an automation tool. Um, Basically, it's mostly used by QA engineers to carry out on various forms of testing, the unit testing, the regression testing, and any other form of testing you want to do on a web application. With Cypress, you can interact and engage with web application. It's just a wonderful tool to have. It's something to have in your armory that, oh, I know Cypress. I know how to use this tool to do this and to do that. It's a very, very wonderful tool to have. Why should you use Cypress? When the whole talk of automation comes up, you also have to know the tool you want to use to automate your web application, because there are various type of tools, and each of them have their weak points and their strong points. So why personally I prefer Cypress? I love Cypress. I'm like a Cypress evangelist. So why I love Cypress is its execution is incredibly fast. It's easy to use. It's easy to set up. It is interactive. There's a test runner there where you can interact with the web application while you are automating. You can just do a lot of things with Cypress. It's cross browser. It has cross browser. You can um, run your automation scripts using different browser to watch the behavior of the web application on those various application on those various browser. There's real-time interaction, and there's active community. There's an active community for Cypress. I cannot stress this enough. If you want to learn an automation tool, please learn an automation tool that has an active community. Not that you want to learn an automation tool and when you go to YouTube, there's only one person talking about that tool. If you have issues on that tool, who are you going to contact for support? So learning an automation tool that has a very, very active community, so that when you are having issues with your automation, it will be easy to get to meet someone that is going to unblock you. And Cypress also allows customization, which is one of my favorite parts of Cypress. Some people say there are ways to automate. I don't think there's really a direct way to automate. There are standards that should be met while automating, but there are various ways to automate it. And Cypress just gives you this freedom, or we call it freestyle. It gives you this ability to freestyle, to do whatever you want to do, how you want to carry it out, and how you want to run your test. And it also has reliable test results, and also supports continuous integration and continuous development. You can also run your codes on pipeline. The application of Cypress, you can use Cypress to conduct functional tests. You can use Cypress to verify if buttons are working, or the behavior of the application. You can use Cypress to carry out end-to-end tests, whereby you start from the onboarding to the checkout to the sign up, the login, everything on the web application. You can just create a journey using Cypress. And there is integration testing, where you just want to test a particular feature on the application. You just build a spec to run just that particular feature on the application. And there is also UI test, where you can do a lot of actions, where you want to check the flow, if the flow matches the PRD, just like Princess mentioned earlier. And now we'll be going to setting up Cypress. For installation of Cypress, you'll be needing Node, and you also be needing your VS Code. And I think this should be the practical aspect of my presentation, because I want to show you how easy and simple it is to onboard using Cypress. It's something you can do swiftly. So join me
Yeah.
while I do it.
Okay.
Okay.
You can share your
Um,
code screen as well.
yeah, I'm going to share everything. So don't mind me.
My
Somebody
you.
will say, no, no, no. Manchester is blue. Manchester is forever blue, but enemies are going to say it red. So my enemies are on this call. I know them. I know my enemies, and my enemies know me. So the first thing we want to do is you want to build your project inside a folder. Why we are building our project inside a folder? It's not messy. It's collective, and it's just somewhere in a particular location where you can just easily go to it. And on my machine, on my local here, I already have Node.js, and I already have VS Code. So I'll be moving directly to step 3. I think maybe later on we can share the slide. I don't know if that's possible. Is it possible that we share the slide later on?
Yes, it's very possible. You have it in our community channel. It's possible.
Okay.
Also, we
So
are
for
only
you
seeing
to,
your slides. We are not seeing your laptop again.
wow, why is that?
Okay, now we can see the slide.
Okay.
Okay.
So for you to get this slide, you have to join our community. You cannot come and steal from us. You can't steal knowledge. You have to be in our community. You have to be active. So the first thing we would have to do, we have to initialize npm. So we just open our terminal and we see npm init. When you do npm init, it's going to ask you a lot of questions. Let me hide this. Sorry. Shit. It's going to be asking you a lot of questions, like your package name. If you don't have this information to give, just hit the enter button. The version of the application you want to test, the description, entry points if you have, test commands if you have. If you want to link your automation scripts to a Git repository, you can put in the repository link here and keywords and everything, and the author, which is you or me, by the way. And if all this is okay with you, you just say okay. But at the moment, I don't want to do that. So a simple way you can initialize Git, initialize npm if you don't have all this information is simply saying npm init y. This is saying yes to everything, so you don't even have to answer no question. So as you can see on the left hand side, we're having the package.json here, which I'll be explaining or going to later. And the next command we want to do now is install Cypress, where we just say npm init install Cypress save. You can say npm install Cypress save dev or save dev before Cypress, whichever ways work just fine. So it's going to take a little bit of our time. I pray MCN
Is it
favors
just
us.
me? Okay, you have to increase the raise the terminal area more so that we can see it because we can't see it.
Okay,
You know, I can see it running at the bottom exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it is. So if you're on your
So
mobile, phone, just maximize your screen. If you're on your laptop, you can maximize your screen so you can see what it's doing. All right, go ahead,
so
please.
so right here now we have installed Cypress, and Cypress is already on our local. But for us to interact with it, we have to run Cypress, which um is the first command here, where we see npx Cypress open. npx Cypress open. And it's going to take a little bit of time or almost no time, and it's going to come up, and we select the end-to-end testing which we're about to carry out. We skip this process, and this is where I told you it's cross browser, like you can use any of both browsers if you want to. So I prefer using Chrome like we all do. I don't know if it's just me. So we want to create a new spec file, and also, I forgot to use this. The site would be automating. This is the site we're going to be automating for this section. It's source demo. So there's a login page there. So I'm going to say this should be login. .spec.cy.js. We say yes to everything, and we run this as test. Boom. What is happening? Okay. So if you come back to the VS Code, you can see we have a Cypress folder here where we have end to end, we have fixtures, support, and all the folders we need for this automation process. You can see the Cypress, the test script is running for us to know that the our network is good and everything is fine. So here we are going to talk about the folders on Cypress. First of all, we're having the Cypress folder, which contains the end-to-end and fixture and supports, which is basically almost everything we'll be needing, including the Cypress config and the package.json. So there's actually a download folder that only comes when you download a file while automating. So we're having the E to E folder, which means end to end, like we know. This is where our test scripts are located. If you want to automate, this is where your test script is going to be. Then we have the fixture folder. The fixture folder is basically used for page object modeling, where when we interact with the web application, we want to store in some information, the DOMs that we have from the application. We want to store in DOM, we want to store in text, we want to store in variables and the likes. We do all that inside the fixture folder. Like you see here, there is files here. These are texts, sorry, stored inside the fixture folder. Then we have the support folder, which is my favorite folder and the whole of Cypress. This is my favorite folder. This is the command folder where you can import plugins. You can do whole lot of magic inside this command folder. I'm also going to be showing you. This is where we create custom commands and every other thing you want to do, any other magic you want to do on Cypress, you do it inside the command folder. And why I like automating inside the command folder, it's inside the support folder. It's because when Cypress preprocessor is running, the whole code just runs along with the preprocessor, and it just makes your automation very fast and sleek. That's why I love automating in the support folder. And we are having the Cypress.json. This is where your configuration is. This is very important. This is where your configuration is. If you want to watch for file changes, you want to set your base URL, you want to set your screen size, you want to set your timeouts, and anything you want to do, you do it inside the Cypress config.js. And we are having the node modules. Without the node modules, we are just playing. This is the whole thing. This is the whole a bomb of Cypress. This is where the whole machine is. So you would have to be careful when you are tampering with the whole any file here, because with this it's very, you have to start again if you just mess everything up. Then we're having the package.json where our dependencies are. You can see the dependencies on this project right here. So we want to start automating now, and this is the site we want to automate. So I think I have it opened up somewhere here. So we want to take the base URL, and also Cypress uses the Mocha syntax for automation. So instead of having this here, we are going to be having our base URL here. So we want to save this, and immediately I save this, Cypress is automatically going to pick up the changes and it's going to run the script. Some people don't like it. Me, I like it. So if you want to stop this, you can always come to the Cypress config and just set your watch for file changes to false, and you are good to go. So with this, we've successfully launched the site. This is we've successfully written our first automation code. So what we want to do here is we're trying to log in into this platform. We're having various usernames here, and this is the password. It has one common password. So we want to pick this as username and want to pick this as password. But for us to interact with this application, we have to call out the DOM properties of the application, which is somehow like the hidden name of the application or the field we're trying to interact with. Like for instance, this particular field we're trying to interact with, the DOM is username. So we can pick this here. I control alight all and I cut it. I like cutting because when you copy, you would might mistakenly copy incomplete syntax or something. So I just copy it and I bring it here, and we do this. We say it's type in username. So for the sake of this section, I have already done this. I just want to show you the flow from here for the first time. So before we switch, so this is the username field, and we want to type in text. This is what we want to type in. We want to type in standard user. So we get the text here for standard user, the text here, and we just put this in. And when we save, it's going to rerun. We have to wait for this to come back up. So now what's happening is with the Cypress 10, the new Cypress 10 before we got to 13 now, which we just got to. There were new changes that were made. That's why you have to be updated with the tool you are using. So for us to fix this issue, we have to do test isolation and set it to false. And the comma here and save this. And this should this should run automatically. Stop this here. So it's taking its time. What's the problem? So as you can see, previously what was happening was the code was just running one each block because the test isolation was set to true, whereby we are isolating the whole code and we're just running the first each block. So when you set the test isolation to false, then it gets to pick up the other it blocks on it. So we typed in the username field. So let's just automate through this whole thing here. So I'm going to go quiet a bit while I do that. Um, mm, I don't know. Somebody please let me know if I'm still audible. I'm still presenting. Hello, is anybody there?
Yes, you are still presenting. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
So
Sorry for
got
those of you that are learning in the online. Tell us, can you hear us? Are you following? Do we have any question?
okay. So we get
Okay,
this.
Abiola BC says yes, please. Who else is hearing? Yes, you are good to go. Awesome. I can hear you,
Okay.
please.
So I believe with this, we've automated the whole login process. And when we just redo this, we've not given in the password, have we? We have.
Okay.
Okay, there's an error here. You can see while automating, I get to know where the error is coming from and where the issue is coming from. I'm not just left clueless to know. Oh, I have to start reading through my whole code to debug the code. I can easily know that okay, there's an issue here on line 7, and what the issue is here is I can see that on the password is not inside the double quotation, which I just corrected right here, and I saved and I come back to watch it rerun. And as you can see, it has typed in the password, and we're just waiting for it to click on the login button. And as you can see, we have completely automated the login process. So whenever someone comes to me and say, please, can you test the login feature if it's working again? I just open my Cypress and I just run the code. And I just get to sit back and watch the whole thing go through its process like that. So I'm going to be switching to my the code I wrote before now to save time, which is this. So to run this, we're going to see npx. Oh, sorry. Let me see npx Cypress open e to e browser. It looks like magic, but it's not magic. When you come, we're going to be breaking everything down. We're going to be breaking it into bits and
Yeah,
bits
I actually
for
wanted to
you.
mention to them that this is more like a taster. This is 30 minutes. This is not enough for you to become a champion in Cyprus. This is just to let you know that with Cyprus, this is possible, right? You can do this with Cyprus. Is a taster, is to let you see that, okay, We can log in, we can see where we put our login, we can see where we put our username and password. Of course, the session is also recorded for you to go back to. But while you are following him, just continue watching what he's doing step by step, and you can always go back to it so you understand why he did what he did. But for intensive workshop, we do this every weekend, okay? But listen to what he's doing today for you to really know how Cypress actually works, for web automation. I don't know if that answers a lot of you's question. You can go ahead, I'm strong.
Okay, so for this I wrote three scripts here. So the first script here is to show you how you can automate, whereby the first script I showed you, you see me imputing my selectors directly the code inside my scripts. This is actually a bad practice, and a lot of engineers do this. A lot of automation engineers do this because, oh, they are saying, how when will I have time to do this and do that and create a DOM? What if you are writing a script that has about 500 to 1,000 lines, and something changes inside the flow, or the DOM changes? You'd have to change that particular DOM in several lines. You have to start searching for it. If the username element changes, we have to start searching for the changes all through the code. So that's why we encourage us practicing page object modeling, where we have to put our selectors, like I like to call them, inside a separate a separate folder, where you can easily just make one change here and it's going to go all across the whole code. You don't have to go and manually change things line by line, line by line. But that's only when you use page object modeling. So for page object modeling, here is the code. I used various ways to I use various styles to show the page object modeling here. Some people like using this second part here, where you get to import manually. You create an export function in the picture. This is it here. Nope, this is the export function. So you create an export function manually. That's where your knowledge of programming comes into play, where you create the export function, and in your script you're going to import the actual function. But as time goes on, you are going to know that this is not really the best practice. The best practice is to use the Cypress fixture, because Cypress has already thought about this whole page modeling thing, and they've already put it into play that, oh, what if our users want to use a page object modeling? So they just they just brought in this cy.fixture, where you get to interact directly with the fixture folder without you importing and exporting or creating any function. It just makes it easy and simple for you. So on line 6, you are going to see one general um Power Page Object Modeling way, a way to use the fixture folder, whereby you create the fixture folder inside the before function, which you are going to learn if you come to Testify Academy, and you just get to use it across your code. So as you can see, I use three different ways. The first way here, you can see the cy.fixture here, which I use to interact with the login elements. And you can see I use the general way, the global cy.fixture for the whole script, for this particular script. And for the third way, you see I get to use the third way, I use custom commands. I use custom command for the third way. And on the fourth way, I did the normal way. My friends call it the German automation, where you just get to put your selectors inside the script and everything. Just let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I think let's run the code here. So this is it. You just run the login code and you can see it's wonderful. If the code is going to fail, if at any point there's an error, or there's something, a component not functioning, the way I wrote my code, I wrote the code in a way where you get to type on the username field, you type on the password field, you click on the login button, and I'm also asking that you can view that the user is logged in successfully. If you type on the username field, or if tomorrow the login button is not functioning, if I run this script, this particular test here is going to fail, and I'm going to know that, oh, there's something wrong with the login button, and I can go and verify manually and just go and meet the developer that, oh, Tunde, the login button on the login field is not functioning and it's very, very bad. and they have to fix it immediately. So um running automation scripts just makes it faster for us to catch up issues that which we've already set in place, because you can't catch those issues if you don't set your code to do that. So the third way which I did was using custom command. And with the custom command inside the support folder, I use the Cypress field command for typing, and we are having the actions. So inside the actions, I created custom commands for myself that I myself understand that, oh, this command here is to click on something, to type on something. And as you can see, we're having the click on here, and you see me using the fixture, and I'm using the pump file, the elements here to interact to create custom command that I'm going to use inside this code right here. And you just see that code just reduces, it reduces
Okay,
the
sorry, Armstrong, I want to come in. So your screen is they can't see it clearly. So do you want to increase the font? It's saying that
okay.
it was blur. They are saying it is blur. Though I don't know. For me, I can see it though, and I'm using high resolution 720, and I maximize, my screen. But they're saying that it is small. They can't see it. But you
Okay.
can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
I
you need
think
to increase your own. So somebody said you need to reduce your screen resolution or zoom in.
okay. My
So
I, I think my screen resolution is fine. I think so.
yeah, I
So I
can
think
see
it's
it. All right, you can go ahead.
is this okay?
Yeah, this is amazing. But let's hear from
Okay.
the team. Can you see
Okay.
it now? Can you see his screen? Hello, nobody's talking. Can you guys see his screen? Let's know, let's know, let's know. Perfect, better is much better. Yes, okay, great. So you can continue. I think it's because it was very tiny. So please, you can make it big so that you can see it.
Okay. I
Thank
think
you.
this right here is fine then.
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. So for this particular script, I used custom command, and I use page object modeling for everything from the start to finish. We have this principle for developers, but not just developers, it's everywhere. It's the dry principle. You don't repeat yourself, because repeating yourself makes the whole work stressful. So you try to make your code as concise and little and also efficient, not just reducing your code. You have to make it as efficient and as reliable as possible. So this right here, I use the custom command like I just showed you guys. Maybe because my screen was a little bit, so I think you can see it here now. I'm creating my own custom commands, and if you check inside my code, you won't see me using cy.gets. You won't see me using should be visible or any assertion here, because I've already created a custom command for everything. So I just use my cy.click on. If I give you my automation scripts and you're going to look at it, you wonder like, what is cy.click on? But um you have to just come to testify. The whole secret is inside testify. The whole secret, the water that is inside the coconut is inside testify. So you just have to come. So with this, you can see my code here, and you're going to see how fast it's automating, because I'm using the support folder. I'm using the support feature there. So with this, I think we've gotten to almost the end of my section. So for conclusion, for
Yeah,
automation, what I think is you just have to maintain a clean and organized code base. You have to make your code as readable as possible. So if someone or tomorrow another automation engineer wants to pick up your code, the person has to understand what you are doing and how you are trying to do it. So sometimes you can just leave in comments inside your code. Sometimes I do some automation without commenting or doing proper documentation. And after a month or so, I come back to the codes and I start wondering, when did I do this? Like, how did I do it? So documenting your test is very important. And also knowing what to automate, know what you can automate and what you cannot automate. Some people we want to automate capture. We've not gotten there yet. We'll get there soon. We'll get, we'll get there soon, because if you want to automate capture, you have to go and bring your own machine that you teach the machine this is a dog and this is a fowl and this is red light. So knowing what you can automate and what you cannot automate. Sorry. And also
Sorry.
um send custom commands using DOM. Make your code reusable. Don't just write lines of code that you cannot reuse. It's going to make your code very bulky. And like you can see and have demonstrated, Cypress is a very powerful tool that, if you know how to leverage on it, if you know how to use it, it's wonderful. They say a needle in the hands of a baker has no use, but in the needle in the hands of a seamstress is going to sew lots of clothes. So you just have to master and know what you're doing with the tool, and everything's just going to be fine. So I think I'll start taking in questions and discussions now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so, so
Okay.
much. I mean, guys, I might see, I understand that this is not you want to learn Cypress end to hand perfect. No, 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 no. That's not what will happen. I mean, within 30 minutes. Come on. But from what he has displayed to us, what do you think about Cyprus? What do you learn? What are the questions you have? We are welcoming questions now. I need your responses. I want to start hearing responses. I'm waiting for responses. I'm waiting for responses. Responses. It's like you are not seeing my face. That's why. You are not seeing me, ba? Thank you, Prince. That was insightful. Any question? Ah, no question. That is good, though. I mean, that's so phenomenal. You know what I'm talking about? That's amazing. Like no question. This is good. You know, so I think that some people are just catching up on the video. So somebody has a question here. Okay, so thank you. It makes it testing looks interesting. That is automation that you did do. Just in case you don't know, that's automation you just did do. So Donald has that Armstrong Prince is the man. Well done, great session, very well delivered. Made even the complex bit seems basic. Come on, thank you. Alaban says, so this is a question for you, Armstrong. Do you generate a test report automatically on Cypress, or do you have to write your test scripts to generate the report?
There are several plugins and there are several ways you can generate your test report. So it's just up to you. Like I tell you, it just gives you that freedom to do what you like. Just do as you like. It just gives you that freedom. So there are plugins and several ways you can generate your test reports.
Awesome, awesome. I hear you. I hear you. One other person also asked that. Okay, so much thank you. Are you installing Cypress from VS Code or directly online?
Um, you install Cypress from your terminal. So you can use any IDE to install Cypress to automate, but most preferable we like using all of us we like using VS Code because it's simple to use. It has very friendly. It's user friendly, very user friendly. So we basically just use VS Code. I see some people using what's the name, Sublime to do Cypress. You want to kill yourself. You want to kill yourself.
I say you should not stress yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much, Armstrong. Thank you so much. Now, good news for you guys. This link is not expiring. This link is not ending. We have sorted it out permanently, So It's not ending anytime soon. We have subscribed to make sure that streaming never ends. Yay. So see, be relaxed. We want to tell people that have dropped out before. Bravo, Armstrong. Thank you. Such an insightful session. Thank you for this introduction class. Definitely taking the course. Automation looks interesting. Thank you. Now, this is for you, Armstrong. Between Cypress and Selenium, which one would you advise a beginner engine automation to start with? You see this war that if you want to start, Chisholm and Taiwo. This
Hmm.
word, I even want to start with this question. Armstrong, let me hear from you.
You can see on my slide, on the second slide, I say it is very easy to use. It is very easy. It is simple. It's just like giving pap to a baby. But if you say you want to feed a mad person, you can move on with Selenium as a beginner. But it's you have to you have to start bit by bit. You just pick up Cypress before
You
moving
people
to
want me to talk. You people
you
want me
pick up
to talk.
Cypress.
Armstrong, Armstrong, should we be doing this? Should we be doing this on this call? Because really, for me, I believe that is a lazy man work, Cypress. I believe that is a lazy man work.
No,
With
no, no, no.
selenium, wait, let me defend my motion. With selenium, you can learn multiple programming languages and be able to play around what you want. Cypress is a one-way traffic code. Sure, people know that you cannot be using Cypress with Java. You cannot be using it with Python. You have to stay with JavaScript. He didn't. Yeah, I know what he did now. He did not tell you guys the disadvantage, the challenges of Cypress. I know now. The guy gets said he hided the challenges of Cypress. Guys, don't let me start though. But like I said, let me be fair. That's my own difference, all right, for using Cypress versus Selenium. However, any one of them is easy to grab. The most important is where you learn from. All right, that's it. Thank you. Let me see. You have answered this one. Automation is skill. Which one is easier to grab? Like I said, both of them are easier to grab depending on where you learn from and what you want to achieve. Which is better or more in demand between Cypress and Appium? There are two different things now. Cypress is for web, Appium is for mobile. So it depends on what you want to do. Um, his LinkedIn handle, just search for his name, Armstrong Prince. Um, Let me see. So it's better to support to create command and using the page object model and importing the test file. Okay, Armstrong, this is for you.
Um, Using custom command just makes your code run faster because the way Cypress behaves is Cypress loads the preprocessor before actually loading your test script. So if you embed your scripts inside the preprocessor, your
Mhm.
script is going to automatically load with Cypress. So it's just going to make the whole thing fast and seamless. So just
Awesome.
using custom command just makes your code faster. No difference.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, Ofonime, over to you. Thank you so much, Armstrong. I'm not seeing a lot of people thanking Armstrong. It's okay.